Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the market close Tuesday, February 24th. I had to think for a second, but it's a green day. So we have seen a little bit of recovery today. That is fantastic. We're going to get to the markets in just a second. Before we do, have you spun your coin today? Have any of you gotten 100,000? Well, I'm getting ready here to spin my coin. So let's bring it up. Let's try to bring it up. It's not up yet. There it is. All right. We got our coin. We are ready to spin. So guys, I realized maybe I'm not getting 100,000 because I'm not telling you what it is ahead of time. So obviously, this is a contest over on Wealthsimple. This here is at the bottom of the home page. And that contest, it allows you to spin this coin every day. I think it was for the whole month. I don't know if it, well, was it for the whole month, guys? I know I started a couple days into it. But you get to spin this coin daily. You get entries anywhere from 10 to 100,000. And they're giving away at the end of the month, they're going to give away 15 gold coins, total value of $100,000. So it's a cool contest. If you're over on Wealthsimple, be sure to do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what we get this time. I got to lift it up a bit. What? This is my worst spin ever. Really? 20? Dear God. Wealthsimple, what are you doing to me? All right, I got a 20. I think almost every one of you guys will probably do better. Holy banana bread. So anyway, guys, good old Wealthsimple. Let me give you a link here in case you want to do some spinning of your own. Wealth, S-I-M-P-L-E. Let's see if it works. Yesterday, for whatever reason, the Nightbot did not want to give us a my code from the Wealthsimple. So if it doesn't do it, oh no, here it is. The Nightbot is on the job. I gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. Fantastic. So if you head on over to Wealthsimple and you're new, simply once you fund your account over there, they're actually going to give you 25 bucks. It doesn't matter what happens with the coin spinning. You get 25 bucks. They send 25 bucks to the channel. So it's a win-win. And quite honestly, if you're new to investing, this is probably the broker for you. It is very, very newbie friendly for sure. It's also very easy to use. And I really like the look of their app. Their app is pretty darn good. So get on over there, spin, get the 100,000. Maybe you'll win a coin. I'm hoping somebody in this community wins a coin. I'd prefer it to be me, but I'll be happy if any one of you guys win it. I'll be giddy. I'll be excited. I'll squeal. All right. Now that we've got past Wealthsimple, let's actually take a look at the market. And guys, I want to point out, bank earnings have begun. So we are going to talk a little bit about Scotiabank in a bit here too. But before we do, let's actually head to the market. And oh boy, it really helps if I share a screen. And give me 1 second here. There we go. I just want to get me on the right screen here. All right, perfect. Now, let me pull up this screen here. All right, and I want to share the entire screen. I like sharing the entire screen because then I can just drag stuff over there if I want to show you something. All right, here we go. And boom, here is the market. We're starting, of course, at the TSX. We are currently having a pretty good day. We're up 0.61% and almost at an all-time high. We're a little nidge, and you know what? There's still 30 minutes roughly, because this is 15 minutes delayed. So we still have time to see if we can get all-time high before the end of the day is out. So I'm gonna hope for it. We might. We might. So we'll see what happens. Overall, pretty good day in Canada. We got, what can I say? We got a little bit of a banking sector boost. People are excited about the banks. Now, I will mention, it was interesting, Scotiabank, they did exceed expectations on both revenue as well as earnings, but there was a little bit of red. There was a little bit of red for them, but we'll look at that. We'll look at that here in a moment. So, as I said, Scotiabank kicked off the big five, and I think, well, the big six, the big six, and I'm expecting good things on these earnings. I'm not expecting any dividend increases, but I am expecting these to be solid earnings. We did see a little bit of a sell-off in gold miners, so that did drag a little bit on materials. Although I think, yeah, we're still in the red. We're still in the red. So we've definitely seen a sell-off with materials. That, of course, isn't best for the economy, but oil is in the green, and not all materials had a drag. Copper actually did good, but we'll get to copper here in a second. So the beautiful thing with the TSX right now, a very green month, and there's only 3 trading days left in the month. So I already called it earlier in the week. It's a green February. No hands, ifs, or buts about it. Canada kicking ass, and year to date right now, the TSX is sitting at 6.80%. That's not too shabby. Speaking of somebody who's underperforming, I guess we weren't really speaking of anyone underperforming, but the S&P 500, they're having a bit of a different story. They're having a good day today. They're up 0.71%, a green day, but this month hasn't been kind for them, or this year. In fact, year to date, they're only up 0.13%. So they're just in the green for the year. They are in the red for February. They were in the red for January. No, I think actually, were they in the red for January? I think they might have just eked it. They were really close to the line. But nonetheless, the TSX today, a little bit of recovery in tech. That's kind of a good thing. So definitely seeing a better day, a bit of a, we'll call it rebound mode. That works. So yeah, strong recovery after a pretty big sell-off yesterday. Because yesterday was pretty darn red. I can't wait to get to the heat maps, because they're going to be a lot less red for sure. There was also, AMD was also having a pretty good day today, and we'll see that in the heat maps as well. One big earnings that certainly influenced the U.S. on this today as well is Home Depot. So Home Depot beat expectations, and I think it's the first time they've beat them in about a year. That certainly helped consumer discretionary. So consumer discretionary got a little bit of a boost from Home Depot. So and there's also some tariff confusion too. So obviously, on Friday, Trump signed the 10%, and then he said he's changing it to 15%. But right now, apparently at the border, all the documentation they have is for 10%. So currently, right now, only 10% is being charged. And that is eating up the 150 days. So I think if he changes it, even if he gets in and manages to, however he's going to do it, once he gets around to it, it's not going to be it's not going to reset that 150. So the 150 is ticking at 10%. He's still got to do whatever it is he has to do, whether it's sign a new executive order, but he hasn't done it yet. At least at the time, the last time I looked at the news. Maybe he's done it since then. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And tonight, of course, is that State of the Union. So, oh boy, we'll see. We'll see what comes out of that. This is this one where fact checkers like to play that fact-checking game. So every time Trump says a statement that's not true, you take a drink. Nobody makes it through the whole speech, unfortunately. Oh boy. But in all fairness to Trump, it's all politicians lie. It's a normal thing, I think, when it comes to politics. All right, looking at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is also very well in the red for the month, but they had a pretty good day, up 0.98. So I'm liking it. I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think they're going to make it. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. We have the NVIDIA earnings call, and that we'll be here for that. We'll be here for that. So, because yeah, we have our normal Wednesday show. We'll be here for that, watching to see what happens with NVIDIA as usual. And those are always fun. Those are always fun. All right, the Dow Jones Industrial. Nice recovery. They were flirting with the blue line yesterday. They're now well back into the green. Can they hold it? Can they hold it? That's a big question. And also, the Russell. The Russell also flirted with the blue line. And that blue line, guys, I think I forgot to mention, that's where we were when we entered the month. So if you're above it, you're in a green month. If you're below it, you're in a red month. But those little caps, they're doing what they can. And look at them. Today, they're up 1.09%. All right. Now, I did mention not a great day for commodities. Gold down 1.03. Now, most of this all happened in the morning. We had a big plunge. Gold has been fighting back. Just hasn't been fighting back enough. Not enough to get back above the zero line. So we are -1 down. Well, actually, technically, we're 1 down. Because if you're -1 down, that would mean you're 1 up. So words sometimes matter. Silver also down 0.56%. Now, copper, I love copper. Copper having a pretty good day. Out of all of the commodities, copper's ruling today, up 2.34%. Platinum also doing pretty good, 1.22%. And oil up a little bit, 0.29%. Of course, everybody is kind of focused on what's going to happen with Iran. That is interesting. I mean, it's definitely interesting. And, you know, I think a lot of people are expecting an attack by the weekend. And I've heard a few people say it's going to happen during the State of the Union. I'm like, no, there's no chance. Donald Trump would never let it happen during the State of the Union because why? It would take the focus off of him. He will not do that. He's a little bit of a narcissist. We'll just leave it at that. So what can I say? Now, crypto, kind of a flat day, really. Bitcoin is down a tiny bit. Now, you'll notice, look at this. They do seem, we put this channel in here yesterday, and this is kind of still holding true. So if this is the case, we could get a build. We could move right back up to that red line, maybe. And then head back down. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping this doesn't hold true. I'd like Bitcoin back above the red line, please. Like, come on, Bitcoin. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, I just remembered something. There is a new Ultra Yield Evolve ETF that was filed today. So it's called Easy. What can I say? I don't fully know what it's going to hold. But we'll take a look. We'll take a look and see what Evolve put out today in regards to Easy. But that is that's another, well, it's another one of them ultra yields. So far, it's been a disappointing line other than 60. So we'll have to see. But, and when I say a disappointing line too, you have to be fair. When an ETF launches and you've only had a few months, it's really hard to judge. It's really hard to judge them. We'll definitely, this time next year, oh boy, we'll be judging those ETFs for sure. Yeah, all right. Now, let's get to the heat map. It's like, where are you at, Candace? Here we are. Holy banana bread. Let me refresh that because that was wrong. There we go. There we go. Much better. I did not refresh before the show. My mom was texting me and I was like, Mom, gotta go. I got a show to do. Gotta go, Mom. Gotta go. And then, you know how moms are. Sometimes it's hard to get rid of them. You know, I love my mom, but sometimes you got to do the show. The show has to go on. Banks are looking kind of interesting. So, you know, we do have a little bit of strength, but here's the interesting one. Look at this. BNS right now. So Scotiabank down 0.69%. And I did mention that they had their earnings. And let's just go there right now. And here they are. Here's their earnings rate here. Now, they beat on earnings by 4.97%. And they beat on revenue by 3.66%. So that's not bad. That's not bad. The problem is, I guess they did use a little bit more loan loss provisioning than they used than the last quarter, and that kind of has people a little bit concerned. Like, oh my God, okay, there's a little bit of shakiness in there. Yes, they certainly did. They certainly did they certainly did exceed, but they didn't do it, I think, as much as people were hoping, as investors were hoping. So I did mention as well. So they reported higher than expected, basically elevated provisions for their credit losses. And let's see, what did it come in at? 1.18 billion, depending on the breakdown. But that made people a little bit nervous. It's like, uh-oh, are those mortgages finally starting to take their toll? That's kind of that question that we're getting with this. I still think it was a very positive overall earnings, and I'm expecting them all to be green, guys. But this, and you can sort of see here, initially, look at this. They spiked initially because they came in here. They went all the way up. They went all the way up to 105, but then they fell, and they fall, and now they're just starting to recover a little bit. So yeah, a little bit of a disappointment in that sense, but overall, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And I think I'm still pretty bullish on the banks overall. So this is the first one. We've got another 5. We've got another 5 to come out. We'll see how this is going to evolve. Is this going to be a situation where we have green earnings right across the board, green revenue right across the board, and investors are just bummed out? So that's kind of what we're looking at least with Scotiabank. All right, now getting back to our our thing here. Look at this. I just wanted to point this out over here in tech. Thomas Reuters up 10.69%. So that's not too bad. Makes up for some of the. They've been down quite a bit. Actually, here, let me pull them up here. Here we go. Oops, this is not. Oh, that's the 1 day. Let's actually go to the 1 year. So yeah, they have been on a big downward trend. So this is just a little bit of a recovery. So I'm not super excited. I still think I think a company like this, I think news overall is in trouble. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. It is definitely going to be interesting. No doubt. No doubt at all. All right, let's get rid of, we'll get rid of them. And let's actually, before we leave, you'll just notice we did have a pretty good day. Like some of these companies, even though gold was down, look at this. We got Barrick. Barrick's up 1.33%. Franco-Nevada up 1.55%. And Cameco made a little bit of a recovery, 2.43 to the upside. And this is another little story too. Actually, let's pull up. I want to pull up CNR. So CNR, they have been having, and we're going to the 1 year. Ever since right about here, the beginning of February, CNR has absolutely been taking off. And they're continuing. They're still doing it. And right now, right now, they're at a 1 year high right now at 152.15. So that's pretty cool. In fact, I'm kind of curious, guys. Let me just pull this up here. All right. In the 0 to 100K challenge, where are they currently sitting at? Yeah, look at this. They're up to a total return of 11.98%. This is a stock that has been in the negative for the last, oh gosh, it feels like since last summer they've been in a negative. But they've turned it around, 11.98%. Not too shabby at all. All right. Now, Let's get out of CNR. Let's head over to the United States. Once again, this is looking really good compared to yesterday. And you can see this is the technology recovery. We got NVIDIA up 1%, Apple up 2.26, Microsoft up 1%. Not Google. Google's kind of flat. I mean, they're down, well, they're down 0.16, but overall pretty flat. Tesla up 2.66%. So we are starting to see a little bit of recovery. And I mentioned AMD as well. So AMD up 8.80%. That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby at all. And let me see here. Apparently, I think they actually inked a deal with Meta, an AI deal. So that is one of the reasons that they're pumping up. And Meta? Where is Meta? Meta's up a little bit, up 0.24. So obviously, AMD the better winner of that deal. Kind of like the NVIDIA Meta one as well. So that's all looking pretty darn good. All right, switching to a crypto, and we actually do have actually here, if we look at Bitcoin on this one, we got it in the green. That's because this uses a different time zone. But we're gonna treat Bitcoin still as red because I do like to choose a basically our crap coin of the day, and we're gonna grab let's grab a green one. We're gonna go let's go nice and deep. Let's grab this. What do we got here? All right, and I have to move my head to the middle. Nero chain. All right, I do not know what Nero chain is, but oh, wait a minute. Oh boy. No, I was trying to think. I was like, no, I'm not sure who Nero is. Well, wasn't Nero like a mythological person or something? I'm thinking that they might have been. But yeah, this is Nero chain. What it does, I don't know. It's worth a fraction of a penny, so 0.43. Well, closer to 0.44 if you round up. It's having a good day, but once again, I don't know what this does. It could be anything. It could be involved. If I had to take a guess, I would say it's related to a game. Maybe it has to do with a game's currency. Who knows? Could be anything. But nonetheless, this here might as well be Nemo because it's at the bottom of the sea as far as I'm concerned. I'm not investing in it. I find these guys a little risky, and I will mention, if you are interested in Nero, do your homework. Oh boy, like really do your homework, and read the white paper. Maybe follow the developers on their social medias. Find out what it's about. Make sure it is a good fit for you. There is money to be made in crypto, but I don't think it's with Nero. It's with the big coins. It's with your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, your Solana, your Cardano, and gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin. So what can I say? All right, now let's go back to, I want to go back to the TSX very quickly. Oh, we're getting closer. We are getting very close to an all-time high. We're going to check in on this again. All right, let's go to Big Me. Let's hit the chat. But before we do, top of the line, we got Scott in here with a super chat. So I sold my Stella Jones this morning for $5.45. It's $3.45. Oh, you timed that good. That was I can't remember what you bought it for, Scott, but right now you definitely got out before a nice big drop. Like that's a $2 drop. Holy banana bread. That's a sizable drop. And I'm kind of all right. Before I want to touch on Stella Jones in a bit here. Before I do that, I want to very quickly release the Goat Squad because, there's our evil Monopoly goat. Scott has released the first one. We do have the Financial Express on the game. Yeah, we're a game. Welcome to the Mountain Finance game. It's a game the family can play. It's like Monopoly, but maybe I'd make it more fun. I would make it more fun. Anyway, yeah, the Financial Express is active. We are playing for Thursday. So for Thursday's show, we do have a show already tomorrow. That's a given. That's a given. So we are one of four there. So we're almost there. Well, we took the first step. Well, let's just say that we took the first step. Stella Jones. Stella Jones. What went on? Did they have earnings today? I'm kind of curious. Let's find out. Let's find out. Because that's a big drop. That is definitely a big drop. All right, let's pull up Stella Jones here. Oh. Well, that's interesting. I thought Stella Jones was a lot more expensive. That's one of the reasons I wanted to go. So I don't know what you sold, Scott. For $5.45, if you sold a $95 stock for $5.45, you've been ripped off. But I have a feeling, there must be another SJ. There must be another SJ. Let me take a look here. All right, we've got Stella Jones. There's also this one here, Scene Joy Holding Corporation. All right, let's take a look at this. Oh, it's in the right price range, but it's up 8.97%, whatever this here is. But yeah, no, it's definitely not this one. Scott, I don't know what you did. Oh, I meant for a $5.45 profit and I gave you $2. Okay. I got it. I got it. Oh boy. Oh my God. How are we this close to 4 o'clock? We got 1 minute to the bell. Okay, we got it. We got it. All right. Now, let's get back to the beginning of the chat. I don't want to miss any of you guys. Yesterday, we were having, I think last night in the office hours, we had a problem with YouTube eating people's chats. So guys, if I don't get to you, and you're like, what's going on? Just type it again, because I don't know if it was just something that was going on last night, because I don't like to have that happen. I know if in your comment, if you put like a web address, YouTube will kill it. Or if you put a stock with a dot. So if you were to put td.t, that would go. It would think it's a web address and it will pull it. So if you're gonna use a dot, just first of all, bell. The market's closed. Yay! All right, I'm going to turn it off this time. If you're going to use a dot, just either use a space, like put in like TD space dot space and then the rest, or just type out the word dot. Or if you put TD there, I'm going to assume. So if it's on one of the Canadian markets, you never have to put the dot, whatever it is. I always assume Canada first, and then I go to the U.S. Unless it's Michael, then I almost always go to the U.S. one first. So that's just kind of the way we do it. All right, now I almost got to start, but no. All right, I thought I had a new. I was like, did I just see a new super chat? No, I didn't. It's the same one. It's the same one. All right, Lance. Good afternoon, all. How did everyone do on the market today? So yeah, so far we've heard from Scott. So Scott made a pretty good deal with Stella Jones. But how did everybody else do? All right. Stan says hello, all. Abby says good afternoon, all. Hello, Abby. Ian? Ian says I hit the like button before you even started. Hope you don't let me down. I'm going to try not to. So far, yeah, not the best. The show's been, if I have to score it out of, 0 to 10, 10 being the best show I've ever done, I think we're only at about a 7, guys. That's on me. I gotta improve it. I gotta improve it. Let's try to push it up. Let's get to an 8. And that's me. I gotta do it. Make it more entertaining. Brian says, good afternoon, everyone. Samantha says, love the shirt. Yes, the shirt arrived today, guys. So the Goat Squad shirt. And I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? I guess if I lean back. If I lean far back, as far as the chair will let me go. So yeah, the Goat Squad shirt has come in. I was happy this morning when it showed up. I was like, I was ecstatic. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to wear this on today's show. So there we go. One more shirt for the rotation. All right. Let's see here. Where the banana bread were we here? All right. Yeah. Yeah, Brian, someone got their goat shirt. And Abby got 80 on my spin. Nice. I would happily trade my 20 for your 80. I can't believe it, 20. Scott says, good afternoon. A disappointing spin of 40 today. Well, you doubled me, Scott. Brian, 130. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Cynthia, say it isn't so. One person less lucky than me. Oh, Cynthia, we'll have to start a club. Me and Cynthia are going to have our own little club, the Bad Luck Spinners Club. Oh, boy. All right. Danielle says, good afternoon, all. I got 190. That is the max I've received all month. I think I've received that a couple of times, though. All right. Well, 190. It's better than 20. Danielle, you are due. You're due for a big one. You're due for a big spin here. And we got the rest of the week. And I think we got Saturday too, because isn't Saturday the 28th? I think so. And Mary is in the house all with a hello all. And guys, Mary is our captain of the like button. So if you haven't yet hit that like button, now's the time. And it is actually one of the more important things you can do for a YouTuber, because the algorithm loves it to death. And when you do that, it pushes it out so that more people can get exposed to the show, not to something else. Roku. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, Roku. I get to have a coffee. I get to have a sip of coffee when Mary makes her first appearance. Oh, gosh, so good. Now, Roku, hello from the 150 Club. Now you're just bragging, Roku. You're just bragging. Dorpat says, hi, all. Mary is in the house, and she says, hey, all. And guys, Mary is our official cat. No, it's like a glitch in the Matrix. It's like, there's Mary, and there's Mary. Mary got 60. All right, 3 times better than I got, and there's the 3 thumbs for it. Oh, guys, I forgot to actually check and see where we're at on the old Lycometer. We are sitting at, what are we sitting at? Oh, we're sitting at 40. Okay, we're off to a good start. Let's get that. I want to get it to. You know what? I'm gonna ask for the 70 right out of the gate. Let's be bold. I'm being bold. So guys, let's get it to 70. Samantha, do you have any healthcare ETFs you like, specifically ones that would cover the needs of the aging population? All right. Here's the good news. Most healthcare ETFs are certainly going to they're certainly going to have some good exposure to that aging population, because obviously when you look at healthcare overall, as you get older, you use healthcare more. So that kind of makes a lot of sense. There is one healthcare ETF. Let's take a look at it. It's actually it's a harvest one, I think. HHL. Give me a second here. Let's pull this up here. All right, so HHL, right here. This is the Harvest Healthcare Leaders, and it's an income one. It's pretty inexpensive, but let's pull it up here. It is designed for income. I'm going to say that right up front. It is designed for income, and you can sort of see, we've had a little bit of movement up. And I think that we could, if we get a big resurgence in healthcare, see some movement to the upside. But for the most part, this is made for income. You're looking at almost 10%, 9.363%. So it's a nice little one. Now, I don't have a lot of exposure to healthcare. Now, I will tell you where my biggest exposure to healthcare comes from is actually right here. Yeah, Canoe. Canoe, they do have healthcare in there as well. I'll pull up the 1 year on them. So Canoe has energy. They also have financials related to energy, and they have healthcare. Those are the kind of the big three within Canoe. And other than that, I have, of course, a lot of the exposure I've been getting has been not so much directly into healthcare ETFs, but things like this. Like here, let's take a look here. This is Extendicare. And, well, they had a bad day today, down 3.66%. But when you look at them over the last year, they've been doing fantastic. So, there's a lot of ways to get exposure. And I always look at it this way, like, you may not be able to get a good income exposure in something, but you can definitely find some good growth exposure for sure. And guys, if you guys have a favorite healthcare ETF, drop them in the comments. We'll take a look. We'll take a look throughout the show. Why not? All right. Paul says, I watched a new Beavis and Son video where they went to harvest ETFs. They asked the staff their favorite ETF. Half said HHIS and half said HHL. HHL hasn't really done that well at 1 year total return 4.9. Yeah. And just as I was just mentioning, HHL right now, to me, I'm looking at that as being a total income play because you're not getting that growth. I'd love to see some growth in there too. And HHIS, I do like HHIS. So yeah, I can see that. So yeah. Who let the Beavises loose in Toronto? That's what I say. Larry is in the house. Oh boy, ASPS up another 20%. Yikes. Well, that means there's a lot more foreclosures going on. So, but yeah, and guys, here, let me just pull this up here. So this here is your Alti-Source Portfolio Solutions right here. And yeah, they've been doing, they've been doing really well at least the last few days. Now, Larry has, this is not a long-term investment for Larry. This is a swing. This is a swing. Larry runs a, what do we call it? I'll call it a fund, an investment fund. And he's very good at what he does. So this is pretty cool. All right, let's see. Samantha says that was a good video. It was unique. Yes, absolutely. And full disclosure, I did see the video. Now, I was doing something at the time, but I turned it on last night. I was kind of curious to see what they were doing. Yeah, it was definitely a good video for sure. And, and I would actually say this, guys. If you have never really looked at the behind the scenes of a management company that runs covered call ETFs, definitely check that video out. And guys, if one of you wouldn't mind, it doesn't matter who, maybe, maybe Paul, if you wouldn't mind, maybe post that over on the Discord. And that way there, people can, just grab that link if you want. And guys, if you want the link to the Discord, by the way, we do have a Discord. I'll just drop that down into the chat. All right. Elisa says, hi, everyone. Xenial says the 1 year and 5 year chart of Thomson Reuters looks really bad. Yup, it sure does. Yeah, I think their glory days are over. And I think it's just the world has changed. Like news media, not so much a big thing anymore. Most people don't even get their news from the news. A lot of people get their news from social media, which is one of the reasons why why it's so easy for misinformation to really take foot, for sure. Yeah, I like the company. Like Thomson Reuters, it's a really good company, but Yeah, things don't look good. Things don't look good. Rory, yeah, I saw the Beavis Brothers too and wondered what HHL even was. Never looked. Well, they're not brothers. It's actually, father and son. Brian says Nero fiddled. There we go. There's Nero. I knew Nero sounded familiar. I was like, what is going on? Nero fiddled while Rome burned. With that ETF, Nero fiddles while your pocketbook burns. Just that would have been a very timely thing to say when I had that up, Brian. All right. Scott. All right, we already got that. All right. Rory says, to hell with CNR. Look at CP. All right. All right. You know what? Fair enough. Let's look at CP. Let me pull it up. That's CVP. All right, CP. So Canadian Pacific Kansas City Limited. Here we go. And that's nice. That's a nice movement. But let's look at the last year as well. And yeah, same idea. Like, look at this. Pretty much from the beginning of the month, they're both on a tear. They're both on a tear. So that is pretty darn cool. No, I mean, I'm liking seeing both railroads, and I'm of that opinion. Like, there's some people who are like, I like CNR. The other people say I like CP. I think there's room in everybody's heart for both. Make a couple of tracks in there. Don't just have one. And they both do different things if you really think about it. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap, but CP, you've got a contiguous line from North America, right across North America, pretty much. Well, up to down, from Canada, U.S., right into Mexico. It's the only contiguous line that does that. So, and CNR, they don't go that far. They go to the Gulf of Mexico, or America, whichever you want to call it. But their big advantage is they've got a lot of the tracks up north. So they supply supplies, and they're very huge for the mining sector. That's how they transport a lot of the minerals that are pulled out of the ground. They come back through CNR. So definitely good. All right, Shane, what platforms do you trade on? Because I have Wealthsimple, but I don't find it to be the best platform. Okay, all right, fair enough. So it depends on what you mean by trade. And that's kind of a good, it's kind of this thing. So if you're talking about doing swing trading, yeah, Wealthsimple's not the best platform for like swing trading. If you're just investing, buy and hold, Wealthsimple's absolutely fantastic. But if you are doing trading, I personally use National Bank for my swing trades, just because it is, of all of the ones I've looked at, it is the fastest. I can trade quickly. I can react very fast to what's going on. So I like it for that reason. It's also commission free. So that's another good reason. I did look at a Desjardins Direct Brokerage. They're also commission free, and they give you a ton of things you can do. Like, you can get trailing stop losses. You can get a lot. They've got a lot going on in there, but it makes it a lot more complicated. And I just found that it takes a lot longer to trade. Like, you can't just sort of go click, 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 done. You kind of got to go click, new window, click, 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 another window, click, click, click. And I just found that time-wise, I was like, this is way too complicated. I mean, I understood it, but I'm just saying it was just way too much. It was way too evolving. Now, maybe there was an easy way to do it, and I never found it, but I tried them out. I didn't like them. So yeah, National Bank, that's kind of where I've been doing it. All right, niece is in the house and late again. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with being late. Let's see, Samantha says, it was weird. Office hours, a lot of my comments weren't visible at all. I didn't use any dots. Yeah, that was the weird thing. I've never had that happen. Like, I've had every so often I've had one person say my comment disappeared. But all of those were because they had a dot in them that I can remember. And then there was also the timeout. The Nightbot was giving people timeouts at one point, but I took that away from the Nightbot. The Nightbot can just do what I can advertise and things like that, but no timeouts from the Nightbot. Because like I said, and the reason people were getting timed out by the Nightbot was because of emoticons. And I like emoticons. It's like, flood the chat as much as you want. Although I think maybe YouTube might stop you at some point. They've stopped me, so, and it's my chat. It's like, serious. If anybody should be allowed to spam my chat, it should be me. Or Mary, because she's a mod. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Scott says, let's see. I had chat eat a few of mine too. I reworded the comment and it went through. So yeah, it's just something about the comment. Now, I do know that if you put, I think there's words, like there's certain words that you can't use, because I have the moderation on YouTube turned up to the max for the simple reason that, I try to keep the language at at a family level. So, I don't want people coming in and going F this, F that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, that's not the atmosphere I want in here. And that's why I do that. But, sometimes I don't know. It's funny. Like, I would have loved to have seen, like, for example, I'd love to see the original wording of Scott's, and then the way he had to change it, so that we could see, like, if we knew what word it was that that YouTube didn't like. Let's see. Nee says, I am up 16.29% since I started this portfolio. So a good day for me on the TSX. Nice. That's really good, Niece. I like those numbers. Ooh, Kelly got 180. Uh-oh. Rory, I'm sorry, your post cannot be completed at this time. Try again later. Yikes. Cynthia saying, no kidding. Yeah, because, we both got really low numbers. Me, 20, and Cynthia. Oh, poor Cynthia, 10. I can't believe it. Oh. Tom says, swings were not swinging today. I know. It was kind of a... And the worst thing is, there really wasn't much to do because things were moving up. Like, I didn't have any opportunities today to do any swing downs, any step down trades. It was more or less, come on, just move a little faster, guys. Yeah, I'm hoping tomorrow's going to be better. I think we just need to get past this NVIDIA thing before the markets get any kind of sanity back to them. Lance says Walmart is slowly grinding back up after that little dip it had, still holding on for the ride. Nice. Yeah, well, as long as, and here's the thing, if you're in the green, Lance, just throw in a stop loss just to make sure that, no matter what happens with the ride, you're going to get out with a profit. Perlovia says, I'm still swinging ITR working for me. Let's look at ITR. All right. Let's pull it up here. ITR. And we'll see if it'll work this time. ITR. Here we go. So Integra Resources. All right. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're on a nice move on the upside here. So interesting to see what you were, like, you had at one point, and I'll just put this in here. It looked like there was a channel right in here. Let's just see here. It looks like you had a nice little channel right going in here. Now it's broken out of that channel. So are you just riding that up for now, or are you trying to play some of these smaller micro moves? Because, day trading, I would probably play some of these moves, but for this one, I would be waiting for a new channel. But unless, if you've got your stop loss in and you're just slowly riding it up, then nothing wrong with that. Ooh, speaking of this, oh no. All right, I was hoping the TSX would hit a new high, but it didn't. Look at this. We had a slight little red candle here to end the day. Ah, boy, what can I say? Rory says no keys in the fishbowl. All right, that's funny. Let's see, not that type of swinging, Rory. All right, tomorrow my swing, I'm hoping, will be TCW. Okay, well, let's see, let's take a look. Why not? TCW, so, okay, Trican Well Service. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh, very interesting. All right. Now, this is kind of, yeah, I wonder, and this is kind of one of these things where it's like, do we actually have any kind of pattern going on? Yeah, maybe. Let's see here. But the problem is, I don't know, like, if you're going with a really wide one, and this could be, I mean, because look, we got another little bounce over here to show that there might be a support. So I have a feeling, is this kind of what you're playing? Sort of like playing this to come back up to the support, to this resistance up here? Could be an interesting play. Could be an interesting play as long as we can get that distance. So 7 to, yeah, it's not that big of a difference. That could be. Sure, why not? Nee says, for healthcare, I don't know any ETFs, but I know EXE and SIA company that you have in Canada. Yeah, exactly. EXE is absolutely awesome. And so is SIA. I love SIA as well. Oh gosh, that's so good. And Kelly says, the Wealthsimple AI chat had me ready to scream today. Uh-oh. So I needed to talk to someone to send them documents, and it kept sending me back to the chat bot. I usually love Wealthsimple, but not today. Yikes. And that's weird, because I will tell you, Kelly, normally I hear a lot of good things about Wealthsimple customer service, but maybe, you know what? Maybe you have to phone them. Maybe you actually have to phone them instead of using chat, just to sort of get around that, hopefully. XEE, all right, EXE again in SIA, or HHLE, so that's the enhanced version of HHL, but yeah. Larry says I run a scam. All right, fair enough, guys. Watch your wallet. Larry's here. Shame. How could you? All right. Larry, sold my 2x Bear ETFs, bought 2x natural gas. Interesting. And yes, the Financial Express is continuing. So today we're doing for Thursday, because we got a show. We already got a regular scheduled show is Wednesday. Wealthy in Time. Oh, nice. I don't think I've seen you before, Wealthy. I like it. CN goes to Port of Prince Rupert and Port of Halifax. CP does not service these ports. Ah, there we go. Yeah, absolutely. That's another really, really good point. Absolutely. I mean, Halifax, I mean, they have a huge CN area. Basically, it's, where is it? Rockingham. They have a huge CN thing there. Lots of tracks. Samantha says, I promise I didn't swear. Okay. I believe you. Samantha. Lisa says, I only got 50. Still, you more than doubled me. Basically, you got two of me plus a Cynthia, and that's what you got. Is it just putting an F that gets blocked? No, I think you have to put the other letters in that word. Scott, no, put on an after the F and it gets, no, but put an N after the F. Really? F and then I can see what, all right, I can see why, but wow, that's interesting. Now, speaking of that, is there a stock that has an F and then there is First National. So we got First National Corporation in Canada, and in the US we got Fabrinet. That kind of sucks, because yeah, if you want me to look at First National, you're going to have a hard time getting me to look at it. Let's look at First National. Oh, well, that's weird. Now that's a really weird blocky look. Look at that. That's kind of funky. Yeah, they've had some good movement. All right, I don't know a lot about First National. Quarterly dividend 2.883%, but that's a weird movement because it's almost like a perfect, well, there's an angle to it, so it's not a perfect square, but it's very blocky. Very interesting. Rory says, I own both railroads, of course, looking to get into Union Pacific. I have held Union Pacific before. Actually, I used to have them in my RRSP at one point in time. Scott, maybe look at Chartwell for retirement homes. Chartwell's another good one as well. Chartwell, Extendicare, SIA, so definitely. Amrit says, finally closed on Air Canada swing last week. Hit my limit sell of 21.33. Nice. Yeah, and I'm watching Air Canada now just to see what we get set up wise. Now I need to go, actually I have to go to the swing section because that's where I've got Air Canada. And I was kind of looking here as, do we have another, do we have another thing starting to form here? Maybe not, because look at this. It's continuing to go down. So I'm going to have to watch and see where that goes. But this is not invalidated yet because it could turn around and come back up and respect it. But right now, this was just more of a feeler channel to see if that was where we were going to go. And it's not looking like we are going to go there. But now I'm just going to wait and see where Air Canada goes. Punky says, hello, everyone. Perlovia says, had Chartwell for years. Nice. Ian says, with all the promotions and it being tax season, Wealthsimple Chat is probably swamped. Yeah, I imagine so. And yeah, and I think the electronic filing just opened with the CRA. So, oh boy. Rory says, looking at natural gas futures right now. Okay, interesting. Punky, I got 180 today on Wealthsimple, but my highest has only been 200. The lowest is 10. I'm not betting on getting any higher at this point, but it would be nice to get 100,000 on the last day. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's hope so. Paul says, okay, posted the Beavis YouTube visiting Harvest ETFs office in Discord self-promotion channel. Great. So guys, if you want to see that video, well, you could either search for it on YouTube or just go over to the Discord. Paul has kindly posted it over there for you all. All right, Perlovia went big on PHX.T earnings tonight. Fingers crossed. PHX Energy. This is going to be interesting. Actually, let's take a quick gander at PHX first of all. Here we go. PHX Energy right here. It looks like, yeah, they had a pretty good day. Up 1.78%. We pull up the 1 year. So here's the interesting thing with this one here is obviously this is for Q4. So Q4 ends right about here and it starts right about here. Now the nice thing is, yeah, it starts right here technically. You got a drop and you got a big, yeah, you got a kind of a mixed, you got a little bit of a mixed bag in there. So, oh gosh, I don't know if I would have played it. But I don't think they're gonna drop or anything from it. And people also keep in mind, this giant ball of excitement, sometimes that can carry over into the earnings as well, because it's not always about the numbers. So you can miss expectations, but if your forward guidance is absolutely awesome, you can still do well. Just like you can meet expectations or beat expectations and have a pretty crappy result if your forward guidance isn't super well. So yeah, PHX will be an interesting one to watch. I'm hoping, I'll cross my fingers with you, Perlovia. Let's hope you get it. Let's hope you get it. Let us know tomorrow. Well, oh yeah, we do have a show tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Ian says, new hobby for me, trying to see how close I can get to swearing here and still get it posted. Nice. I like it. Fiddlesticks. You're not trying very hard, are you, Ian? Paul says, I got 60 on Wealthsimple Spin. I have never gotten higher than 180. Really? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's see. Really? It blocked the Pierre Trudeau famous non-swear? Oh, I'm not even sure what that was. The only thing I can remember is he said moist that time. Fiddle. We are, Yeah, we are up 1. We're up 1. 3 more. We add that show. Fracking. Yeah, fracking from Battlestar Galactica. But everybody knows that now. Back, it was still good. It was still good though. I still watched it. Ian says, I would like my T5008 slip from Wealthsimple. This is supposed to be available February 17th. Still waiting. Yeah, this is that time of year where you're like, boy, people certainly like to take their time getting me my slips. Yeah, and that's the thing. You'll see it first on Wealthsimple, I think, before you'll see it over at the CRA. But let's see here. Rory, I hear he's single again. Did Katie jump him after that Davos interview? I don't know. Really? Are they? Did it not work out? Did it not work out? Ah, boy. Didn't we all want Trudeau to just have some happiness? But oh well. Who cares? That's too bad. Let's see. Bull spit. Ooh, that's kind of disgusting, actually. Does F apostrophe N work? Yes, it apparently does. I don't know why F. What if you do an F and an N but capitalize them both? Maybe that'll get through. I'm not sure. Nice, BQ of BQ of EU regulations. I can't get North American funds, ETFs, and REITs because they don't have the paper EU wants. So now I will do London Stock Exchange, BQ, no source tax on dividends, but a few have it. Okay. Yeah, I really actually want to look at the UK exchange a bit more. There was a YouTuber that I watched, and I can't remember. He kind of disappeared off my list, but it was basically it was a UK one. So, Nice, if you know of a good UK YouTuber that you're watching, let me know. I want to get more exposure to a few more markets. Fuddle and Duddle. Let's see. Good afternoon, everyone. Damn Rogers. Uh-oh, what happened? Let's see. It just cut her off as soon as she said the F word. Oh. Is she lagging for everyone? My signal isn't the greatest at work, so I never know. I thought it was me. I didn't realize I was lagging at all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, maybe it lagged me, but yeah, it didn't do the... Normally, I get this whole little circle thing that pops up. Let's see. It's our non-swearing swearing made Rogers freeze. Oops. Or maybe it was YouTube. Who knows? Bull cookies. Paul, so far Questrade added a list of trades in cash account and the credit or loss in the tax section of documents. Okay, interesting. Hopefully you get the forms though, because those are what you really need. Let's see, I was going to ask Katie out, but stupid Justin screwed me again. Oh, there you go. Trudeau, what can I say? Rory, I did all of my ACB in all trades and sent it through NetFile already. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Oh. All right, Scott says, 1337 SP33K swearing 5H is, oh, wait a minute. Do those actually, I don't know. I was looking at the words and it's like, do they actually spell something? You remember how when you're a kid, back when we had calculators, I don't think anyone has them anymore. Well, I have one, but you used to put in numbers and then turn it upside down, and you could spell a few words. Ian says all kinds of glitches. Now she's muted for me. Maybe I should stop getting her to almost swear. Really? I don't know. Guys, are you all having some weird issues? I'm just curious. I don't know. I was looking over on the test box. Everything looks fine. Oh, I should check where the likes are while we're thinking here. Because I totally forgot. I demanded... guys, I asked for 70. I got 50. Oh, well. You can't always have what you want. That's always fun. All good now, says Scott. All right. That's cool. I'm going to have some coffee. That's what I'm going to do while you're all good. And give me 1 second here, guys. I want to pull up something for you guys. Let's see here. No, that's not what I wanted to pull up. Where is, oh yeah, it's right over here. All right, give me a second. All right, let's see here. All right, there we go. I'm gonna copy this over and I'm gonna come in here to Bloomberg and let's paste. All right, and here is the press release on this. So as I was mentioning, Evolve is at it once again with a brand new ultra yield ETF. So this one here is called Easy. So, and of course, every time I hear Easy, I think of the Staples Easy button. But this one here, yeah, they're basically, and they didn't give. There's not a lot of information here, guys, other than it's going to be an all-in-one ultra yield ETF. So does that mean, guys? Does that mean all equity? That's kind of where my mind went when I saw that. Could we be looking at an all equity ultra yield ETF? That would be kind of cool. I won't lie. That would be kind of cool. Hopefully, if they do it right. But because here, look, here they're calling it a one-ticket solution that provides diversified global equity exposure while also paying distributions twice a month. So it's going to be another twice a month. It's looking, and guys, take this with a grain of salt because they're not 100% clear. But from what I read, it sounds like it's going to be an all equity fund. It sounds like it's going to be an all equity fund. And they are going to use leverage on it as well as covered calls. It doesn't tell me here the percentage of covered calls, but it is coming. It is coming. Yeah, and like I said, semi-monthly cash distributions. So, yeah, another one. We got another one. I really like the idea. I really like the idea of an all-equity version of this. I hope, so far, like I said, so far, 60 is the only one that has left the gate with a good gallop. The rest of them, not so much. Hopefully, this one follows in that. So I'm going to assume, just from looking at how long it takes for these to pop up once they've applied for it, I'm going to say we're probably looking at, I would say mid-March. I would say about mid-March that we'll see this trading, and we'll see what it does. We'll see what it does. But easy. There it is. See, that was easy. Oh, boy. Actually, a funny thing, when I used to work for corporate Staples, there used to be people who would get the easy button and reprogram it to say other words. Some of them, of course, not so good. All right, Samantha says all good now. Wish we had a live swing trade blog for Canadian stocks. Would that not be fun and hopefully make some moolah? Perlovia, why don't you make one over on the Discord? Well, I guess I have to make that. But yeah, I could create a swing trade section on the Discord if you want. And you guys can, those of you who are swing traders can definitely use it. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that tonight. I'll put I'll just create actually I can do it right now. I can do it right now on the air. I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy. Discord. Let's just go to the Discord. We're in the scammer section. All right, so I need to, let's see here. Where do we want to put it? Let's see, we got the lobby, the main spot. Let's put it in the main spot. All right, we'll create a channel. We will call it, I'll just call it Swing Trades. Or Swing Trading. There we go. Yeah, so feel free. Use it for whatever you guys want. It's now in there. Bang. So there we are. Right down here, swing trading. I'll put some, well, I was gonna say I'll put some rules in there, but basically I only have one rule, guys, and that is just be respectful. Be respectful of each other, and I'm good. I'm not I'm not a person who likes a lot of rules. 80085 was a classic. Yes, that's boobs. I got it. I think you can also do boobies. I think. Ian says, now I can hear you again. I'm just going to assume you were saying a bunch of profanity earlier. Oh, I was. I stubbed my toe. Yeah, I don't know. We'll go with that. Yep, fair assumption. Potty mouth. I'll have to have some of those Thrills gum, the ones that taste like soap, just to wash out my mouth. Ian says, another one of my aliases from work was Easy-E. Easy-E? Easy-E? All right. Rory, I wonder if Gary Gill has been swearing a lot looking at MSTE every day. Yeah, that would be fun. As if we could put a secret camera in Gary's office for when he's looking at things like that, when he thinks nobody's watching. That would actually be kind of funny. Gary probably wouldn't like it, but the rest of us would probably be quite amused. Scott, let's see, like the rapper. Yeah, like the rapper. Oh, okay, Easy-E. Oh, that's a rapper. Okay. There we go. I don't follow a lot of rap, but it's funny. I think a lot of my music, like quite literally, guys, when I do my workout in the morning, I throw in an 80s mix. Well, I don't even want to say I throw it in. I just tell my phone to play that playlist. Yeah, it's oh boy. And it's not even just 80s. I called it retro because that way there I can throw a few 70s things in it. I can throw some 90s stuff in it. So it's 70s, 80s, and 90s. Now I'm feeling old. Thanks, guys. Rory, I just started following Martin Blair from Alberta. A bit older than me, but he's a good egg. Okay. How long have you been walking behind him? Kidding. Bismarcky says, I was 57 on the like button. Ooh, have we actually got movement on the like button? Can we still get to 70? Maybe. Oh, we're at 59. Just one of you right now, if one of you hits that like button, that'll push us to 60. And then at least we're in range of the 70 goal. Okay. Bismarcky, when I hear easy, I think of Lionel Richie, easy as Sunday morning. I'll stop. I'm showing my age. Yeah. You're kind of dancing on the ceiling, my friend. You're dancing on the ceiling. That's a Lionel Richie reference, by the way. Perlovia. Oh, my thrills had not thought of them since 1976. Yeah. Well, it's funny. There's been a couple of places, I know in Halifax, and there's probably one here too, where you could go and buy some of the old candy from your childhood type thing, like stuff from the 70s and 80s that just aren't being made anymore. And for me, I remember as a kid, like it was like for us, when we got our hands on some Thrills gum, we would be running around chewing it, saying, we can swear now because we're chewing soap. Kids are dumb, but that's fine. We were dumb. Another one of oh my God, I'll tell you something I loved as a kid. They used to make these Wigwam chocolate bars. They were kind of like sort of crisscrossed strips of chocolate. They were really, really good. Actually, guys, I don't know if they're, I don't even know if they exist anymore. Let me take a look here. Let's Google. I think they were called Wigwam or Wigwam chocolate bar. A Wigwam, yeah. Here they are. A Wigwag. That's what they're called. Wigwag. We used to love these. But yeah, this is the Wigwag. And here, oh, can I get a bigger picture? Maybe. I don't know. Right now I'm getting a close up of a snowball. No, here we are. Yeah, these were them. They were really good. So I don't even know if you can get these anymore. Like you might be able to in some of these specialty shops, but loved the Wigwag. And Don't know why I call it wigwam, but yeah, wigwags were good. All right. Financial Express. Yes, we are still going. Rory, let's see. I listened to Panzer lied when I spend on stocks. Okay. Why not? Why not? I will say, though, I do have another mix for weightlifting. So on weight days, I don't listen to my my retro mix. The stuff I listen to is basically all 4 or 5 stars that I, so I got a whole bunch of stuff in there. There's even some Disturbed, because it's just stuff that has a bit more grit to it for the most part. But that's what you want when you're lifting weights. That grit to make you just pump a little harder. Lance, I welcome MST to go down. It's just on sale. I think it will go as low as 175 before going back up to all-time highs. Okay, there we go. Mike and Ike's Candy. Mike and Ike. I feel like I should know this one. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Mike and Ike's. Mike, there's Mike's Candy. Just Mike and Ike. Here we go. Mike and Ike's Candy. Here we go. All right. Okay. So these. All right. I think I feel like I know these. You can buy them apparently on Walmart. So yeah, I guess maybe they're still around, but I don't know if that's the same packaging or not because but I kind of vaguely remember them. Scott says Big Brother and holding company Cheap Thrills. Punky, C-Day had a nice little jump up today. Ooh, C-Day. Let's leave it to Punky to take us out of the candy discussion. All right, C-Day. I can actually see C-Day having a pretty good day here. Let's take a look here. All right. And I'll just pull up the 1 year. Yeah, look at this. I mean, and this is the thing. C-Day is another one of these great little funds. And they've come out and they've done it right. They've done it right. Like, you still get a pretty decent dividend with them. You are getting, this one is twice a month, so semi-monthly. And they've been doing it pretty good. So I do like C-Day quite a bit. This is what I kind of wish. So like you take C-Day, HHIC, they both, because they're kind of in that same family in a way. They've both been doing fantastic. Whereas Canny is the one letting us down. Oh, Canny. And let's see if Canny actually did anything today. I'll just duplicate this tab here and we'll pull up, let's pull up Canny. All right, here we go. Canny. Oh, they're up a little bit. But yeah, you look at the year that Canny's had. I mean, compare it to this. And obviously Canny has a higher dividend. They are a little more aggressive, and that's part of what's going on here. But I'd love to see a little bit of rebalancing with Canny. I'd love to see Canny just tapping in a little bit more to the growth. Just a little bit. You don't have to tap in a lot. Because you got to look at C-Day is pretty aggressive too. I mean, because they're doing 0 day to expiry trade. So they're actually doing day trading with that. So one of those things. Paul says wigwag a chocolate bar with air. Yeah, but it wasn't so much the air. I'll tell you why I liked it. I love a caramel that's really, really chewy. And that was wigwag, because you could chew like crazy on that. And I think that's it. It's kind of like you take a box of chocolates. I don't like all the ones with cream in the middle. I like the ones that are just caramel because they're really, really good. And I always thought as a kid, like they should just make them with only caramels. And they do have a version, but they have soft caramels in them as well. I want one that's just all hard caramels. That would be cool. Of course, I don't really eat chocolates anymore, but nonetheless. Perlovia, I did love the Big Emma bars. Does anyone remember them? I don't know if I've ever heard of a Big Emma bar. Well, let's take a look. Maybe this will spur a memory. Big Emma. Let's try a Big Emma bar. Let's see here. Allow. Big Emma's boy. Really? We don't have a, let's put in a chocolate bar, maybe? Yeah, I'm not. Oh, wait, there's a Fat Emma. That might, could it be the Fat Emma? Because I did find a Fat Emma. Let me see here. Fat Emma, it's in the candy. Walnut Fat Emma. Maybe it's Fat Emma. But I don't think people say fat anymore, but well, I'm fat, so I can say it, I think. I don't know. Is that the way the rules work? I don't know. Yeah, Whoppers were good. You can still get Whoppers. And poor Samantha, now I'm craving chocolate. I hope none of you guys are on a serious diet, because we may have just ruined it for you. I'm so sorry. A Nestle Chunk. Oh, yeah, those are good, too. All right, and then Jersey Milk for the win. I'm all about the originals. Down with the Sickness is great for a workout. Actually, it's not Down with the Sickness. Sound of Silence. The Sound of Silence is the Disturbed track I have on that list. Paul says, I haven't had Mike and Ike's candy since the 1970s. All right, and Stu said, hi, Candace. BNS had good numbers, but the stock didn't do well today. I'm concerned about HDIV and HDIC and, of course, bank come Thursday. Thoughts? Yeah, like with one of the big issues, I think, with the Bank of Canada is loan loss provisioning. It did use a little bit more than they had hoped. So that's kind of the thing. And that's not something that shows up, of course, in when you're looking at earnings and revenue. Those both exceeded, but they did use a little bit more loan loss provisions. It's got investors a little bit worried. So yeah, it did impact them a little bit. And we might, if this happened to them, it could happen to the others. So it'll be interesting to see how this all rolls out. I'm hoping, like, I don't think they're all going to do the same thing. I really don't. I think there will be, I think some of them are going to do really well, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out. And of course, I think bank will be fine. I'm not super worried about our financial system. Our financial system is fine. Scott, when I was a kid, we'd get Fry's chocolate bars and Cadbury Flake from the Scottish butcher. Okay. Rory says, no Richard Simmons plays in my workouts. You mean you're not grooving or sweating to the oldies? It's all Arnold. Arnold. Are we talking Schwarzenegger? Do you got like an aura? Do you have a workout mix of just Arnold there? Yeah. And that actually might be a thing. Arnold telling you inspirational stuff, pump harder, pump harder. Or you could also throw Hans and Franz in there too. Have the three of them. Oh boy, Hans and Franz. Rosebud Chocolate Pieces by Nielsen that doesn't exist anymore. The precursor to Hershey Kisses. Yeah, those Rosebuds. I think they're actually. I actually like them better than Hershey Kisses, but they were pretty darn good. Bins. Okay, Macintosh Toffee would pull your fillings out. Yeah. Those ones were really. Yeah, they were really, really tough. A lot of times you almost had to take a hammer to the Macintosh Toffee first so you could get them in pieces that you could actually use. Niece says, Black Orange was a soda when I was a kid, like a mix of orange and cola. Oh, well, that's interesting. I don't, oh gosh. Well, we used to, at least in Nova Scotia, I don't know if this was everywhere, but we actually used to have this thing not that far from us called the Pop Shop. And you would go in and you would basically pick whatever pops you want. And they had tons of flavors, and some of them were a little bit different. I used to love black cherry. Like there was a black cherry flavor. And then, yeah, you would always bring your bottles back and full recycling. But then they disappeared. They disappeared eventually. Tom was watching the Apex Wealth Collective. He has released an interesting video on MSTE today. He really gets into the nitty gritty. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check that one out. Ooh, yeah, that is kind of interesting for sure. Paul, those cherry chocolate that recently got discontinued. Oh, is that the cherry blossom? Did the cherry blossoms get discontinued? Yeah, cherry blossoms were good. I used to like, yeah, cherry blossoms were pretty darn good. The 1970s, when you could ride your banana seat bike on the sidewalk and no helmet, a house key on a string around your neck. Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Yeah, the 70s were a strange era for sure. Let's see. The Hershey blocks of chocolate were a treat. Nice. Let's see. I was listening to Office Hours at the gym last night. Oh, there you go. It's like a chill stream. It's like, Lance, you need to sort of come into Office Hours and say, Candace, make this more aggressive. I need it. I need the pump. I need the pump. Let's see. Paul says, I lift shop vacs in the box from the top shelf to the bottom on the shelf for a workout. That'll do it. That'll do it. Oh, guys, I see something here. Steve is in with a super sticker, 99 cents. So, guys, that's our second goat from the Goat Squad. So, it's our TSX, our Bay Street goat in the building. I love it. I love it. That gets us halfway there. We're halfway to a Thursday show, but maybe we're closer, because we also get a super sticker from Sky 139, and that releases my favorite goats, guys. My favorite goat, Space Goat. Awesome. Very cool. That puts us one away from a Thursday show. So we're really, really close. We're really, really close. And we're running out of show, but that's fine. I'm far enough behind that I think we got a little bit of room. Isaiah says Cracker Jack. Yeah, I like those Cracker Jack popcorn. You got a little, I think you got a prize in it too, but they were pretty good. Bottle caps, those were good. Popeye cigarettes, Lick M-Aid Fun Dip. Oh, those Fun Dips were good. I like the Fun Dips. All right. HSY is a U.S. ticker for Hershey, but I don't think there is a Canadian listed one. I don't think so. Carl says, or Carl, that's an L. Carl says, my favorite chocolates are there. Laura Seacard's heart chocolates that are in the shape of a heart in the box. So delicious. Yeah, Laura Seacard makes some really good, chocolate. Another place too is if you go to the West Coast, there's a Rocky Mountain, I think it's on the north, I think it's in Vancouver, North Vancouver. I think it's called Rocky Mountain Chocolate, and they make some really cool stuff. You can get some really, really great chocolate in there. All right, now, oh guys, I see one more thing here. All right, Lance is in with a gifted Mountain Finance membership. So congratulations to Heather. Hey, Heather, I hope you're here, Heather, to receive your membership. But that, guys, that is number 4. That basically, we've got a Thursday show now. Tomorrow, we don't have to do any of that because we'll do that on Thursday. But that is our final goat. It is our Professor Goat. Here we go. Or Math Goat, nonetheless. But we are, we're in the building. We are in the building. I like it. Goat Squad is all full. Perfect. All right, now to try to get caught up. And I'm going to turn off the Nightbot. Let me just turn off the Nightbot first. There we go. Nightbot is off. All right. Now, where the banana bread are we? All right. Let's see here. I know where I was. We were at Carl. So that takes us to Carl. From one Carl to another Carl. We remember the Pop Shop. We had one here in London, Ontario as well. It was a really great place, but yes, it did last. It didn't last very long. Yeah, it really didn't. But it was a cool concept. I really liked it. Paul, I hate when a customer is buying a toilet. That is an easy way to hurt your back, even with help lifting to the flat cart. Oh gosh, yeah, toilets are heavy. Absolutely. Gosh. Steve says Pop Shop is back, but with only around 10 flavors. Black cherry and lime Ricky are my favorites. Dollar Tree and Circle K stores sell it as well as Sobeys. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, no, I used to really like the black cherry, and we would all fight over it because we would all want, everybody would want the black cherry, and I never could understand. Like I always said to my mom, we all love the black cherry. Buy more black cherry. Don't evenly pick out the flavors. She still was even. And then, we'd all be fighting over the last black cherry. TCW will be my cherry blossom tomorrow. Nice. We remember as kids playing with lawn darts. Boy, that was fun. That in that in the croquet in the backyard. Yeah, we had lawn darts. I'm really surprised that they didn't get pulled from the stores sooner, because those things were dangerous. I know I whipped one at my cousin once, and I hit him in the side. It's not like a puncture wound or anything, and it was kind of an accident, but I got grounded for it. So what can I say? Sponge candy and swamp water to wash it down. Oh, yeah, that's sponge candy. Yeah, that stuff's special. That's for sure. But yeah, the sponge candy would get stuck on your teeth for sure. Carl, one summer we went to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and went to the Hershey Chocolate Factory and did the Torno. It was an amazing parties. I remember the mixing room and how they made the Hershey's. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that would be neat. Carl, once again, let's see, lots of great memories from the 70s and 80s here. What we did as kids and how we made our pocket money from delivering newspapers, shoveling driveways, cutting lawns. Yeah, lots of way, and throwing seaweed. Those of you who were at the, who came to the 10,000 sub celebration, you know what I mean when I'm talking about throwing seaweed. Oh boy. And Carl says, remember going to Canadian Tire and buying our first 10-speed bikes at the time? You could buy the bike for $100. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, as kids, bikes were they were our if you didn't have a bike, you couldn't keep up. That's the way it was. And you'd know where all the kids are in the neighborhood because you'd see that one lawn that has 20 bikes just all lying on it. And you're like, yep, they're all over at Joe's there. Carl, we had an air mattress pump, and we also have a tent reset up in the backyard and slept in it during the summer months. Wet time Saturday, lots and lots of fun. Yeah, one of my neighbors, they had a tent, not a tent, but they had a camper set up in their backyard, and some of us would use it sometimes at night. It was fun. It was always fun. Even though you were in the backyard, it felt like you were camping. Let's see, remember working at Mac's convenience stores. That was a fun place to be a cashier. The Mac's. I remember a Mac's. When I lived in Kingston, they had a Mac's there. Purdy's chocolate is my current favorite. Purdy's is pretty good too. Now, was that everywhere? I don't know why, but I thought that Purdy's was more Maritimes than, but maybe I'm completely off on that one. And Scott's saying congrats to Heather. Let's see, remember the NASA excitement whenever they sent a space shuttle out into space? Space Shuttle Sirius was always so fun to see and witness. Yeah, absolutely. I've never actually witnessed one, but yeah, we used to watch them on the TV. Let's see, Cracker Jack caramels in the box were amazing to do that. Remember the flavor. Also, Bazooka bubblegum. Goodbye, stick for 5 cents back then. Yeah, I remember the bubblegum. There was always like a joke in it too. The one I remember is, one of them was like, oh yeah, I stepped out in front of a train, and the other person's like, oh my God, how are you still alive? And then they're like, oh, it was backing up. I'm like, okay, yeah, there we go. I remember that. Scott, we used to get cases of generic sodas from Miracle Food Mart. All right. Perlovia said, let's join the discard and do some productive swinging. Yeah, guys, have at it. Have at it in there for sure. I'm gonna, I'll check in. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys are up to on that. Scott, and mix up a picture of Freshie. Yeah, I think I remember Freshie. I remember going to the C&E for the first time. Wow, that was an amazing place to see, and it was so affordable back then. I bet it was. Now, growing up in Nova Scotia, we didn't have anything as extravagant as the C&E. We had what was called the Bill Lynch Fair. And the best day to go to the fair was bracelet day, because then you could buy the bracelet and you could ride all day until you got sick and eventually had to leave. But Lance says, I like black cherry ice cream. Oh, interesting. My favorite ice cream is actually, it's pumpkin. So, and finally, you can actually get it nowadays. For the longest time, when I was a kid, I stumbled on pumpkin ice cream, and I had some, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. And then I was not able to find it through the rest of my childhood and through most of my adulthood. Now you can get it, and you can get you can get like pumpkin pie blizzards now and things like that. It's not as good as the pure pumpkin ice cream, and I think there was a place in the Byward Market here in Ottawa too that you get a really good pumpkin ice cream. Let's see, Carl, remember Christmas time? We used to have homemade maple fudge, or boy, was it ever delicious in Christmas. What a nice flavor that was. What I used to like, guys, is they used to have these animal suckers. So it was kind of like a syrupy, it was like a hard syrup kind of candy. Like, they were different colors, like red, yellow. I think they were all either red or yellow, but you'd have like a rooster, a hen, and other farmyard animals, but they were really good. And it would take, like, you'd get, mom would give us a sucker, and you couldn't eat this in an hour. Like, it would be the rest of the day type thing. Let's see. A Webnair usually set aside for lotto numbers. It's a great day to relax, enjoy, read some interesting books and articles, and relax in front of the television set. Watching favorite shows. Nice day off. Scott says, our pop rocks still, those things were cool. Like, they would just be pop, 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 pop. I think I know you can get them. A lot of these things you can still get at some of these specialty stores. Like, I don't know. I know there's one in Nova Scotia, there was one in Bedford that used to have all of the old stuff. And I think you can still order them online. I think you can still order them. Here, let's actually take a look. Pop rocks. Yeah, here they are. Here they are. Yeah, from 1976. Buy Pop Rocks candy in bulk at candyville.ca. So there you go. Just go to candyville.ca. There's your Pop Rocks right there. A whole bunch of them. Oh, I didn't even know there was different flavors of them. Neat. Okay, yeah, there's a whole bunch of different flavors of Pop Rocks. All right. Carl says somebody should start up another pop shop store, but include beer as well in it. Beer stores are getting popularity now, and pump needs to be promoted in many different flavors like luxury. There we go. Black cherry beer. Remember the wine coolers out there? Coolers are always better tasting than beer whenever you went to a restaurant to order food. Yeah, I remember. I don't drink anymore, but yeah, I used to like wine coolers back in the day. As kids, we were allowed to play with all these dangerous tourists, like lawn darts. Yeah. Well, pretty much. There was no rules. There really wasn't. Let's see. We threw alarm door at once, and it took off the trim of our Buick Wildcat at the bottom, ripped it off completely. After that, we were not allowed to play landlords anymore. That makes sense. Thank you, Candace. Let's have a great trade day tomorrow. Good night, fellow investors. Well, have a good evening, Paralovia. See, guys, even though these shows are only an hour and a half, if you keep me talking, we go longer. That's just the way they tend to work. Carl says, we remember going to a delicatessen to borrow an old girls with big kids on a Sunday. We have a couple of really good ones here every Sunday morning as we would go after church. It's funny. My mom's not religious, but she made us go to Sunday school because it was her way of getting the kids out of the house for Sunday mornings so she could have some peace and quiet. Let's see here. During months I was a kid, we used to go to the beach every Sunday in the summertime. All of our family and relatives could greet us there per current beach and go in the water. It was lots of fun. Um, yeah, we went to the beach a fair amount. We'd go to Queensland, which is, down on the, not that far. It's actually not that far from Peggy's Cove. Well, maybe, I don't know, 45 minutes. But yeah, we used to go to the beach a lot. And then, of course, on rare occasions, we would go clamming, and that was always fun. So clamming, always, you spend the day backbreaking, digging up clams, and then you have a giant feast of them at the end of the day. The jawbreakers, yeah, I don't think they make jawbreakers anymore. For chocolate bars, I'm easy. O. Henry and Reese's Pieces. Well, those are still those still are in commission for sure. Scott says there was an Esso in Cape Breton I stopped at that had the Popeye cigarettes. I thought they were banned in Canada. I don't think it's that they're banned. I think they have to call them candy sticks now. Like, I think they forced them to change it from cigarettes to candy sticks. Oh my God, I'm actually caught up. Carl, there's also a really cool chocolate store in Bayfield, Ontario. That is the early one in the small town. All kids have amazing chocolates in there, all kinds of amazing chocolates in there. And it's still open these days in Boozin. All right, cool. Let's see, that Esso still had the old pumps where you need to flip the little lever up after removing the pump handle. Oh boy. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Well, you know what? If you're going to find something that old-fashioned, Cape Breton is probably where it's going to happen for sure. For out of commission chocolate bars, is Sweet Marie still around? I remember Sweet Marie, but and this is where I guess I don't have enough information. I can't tell you the last time I went into a store and looked at a chocolate bar rack, but I do remember Sweet Marie. Yeah, it was kind of like, it was like O. Henry in a way, but a little bit different, a little sweeter, I think. All right. Okay, guys. Once again, we had a pretty good show. We're back again tomorrow. Tomorrow, we get NVIDIA earnings. So those are going to be good. Those are going to be good. I can't wait. Oh, Carl's throwing in. Oh, you pulled me back in with pumpkin ice cream, Carl. Let's see, pumpkin ice cream. We used to get a little container at the bottom of it and had the most delicious bubble gum ever after you were done eating the new ice. Yeah. Oh, I've had ice cream like that where there would be a little gum thing at the bottom of the container. Those were always pretty cool. I never had one of those in the pumpkin ice cream flavor. I am quite honestly, it was like I found it in a convenience store when I was a kid. It was just a tub of it. It was like a holiday special or something. But yeah, it was really, really good. All right, guys. I'm going to head out at this point, but it's been another fantastic show. You guys have been awesome. We had now I'm hungry. I'm hungry now because we talked too much about food, but we'll be back here tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again. It will be an awesome, awesome show for sure. But before I go, well, first of all, I need to be big screen. But before I go, I have a couple words I did want to say, and that is, well,